Hello. Today we're going to make a pattern and then create a card. Okay. What I don't know what it's called, but to me it looks like a side burst because it's not really a starburst because it's not pointy, but it's definitely a side burst. So I guess we can call it that for now. I've seen something similar, and I think it was an actual die cut. But anyways, I wanted to make it into a pattern because it's easy enough that we can figure it out. All right, so as you can see, what I've done is this is trading card and this is a regular A2 card, okay? So the back layer of the A2 card is 4.5 by, 4.25 by 5.5. So I've cut this layer at, oops, let me move all my utensils here. Okay, so I've cut this layer at 4 by 5.25. Okay, so and that's my typical layer that I like. So now we're going to cut the puzzle pieces that we need, and the puzzle pieces that we need it another 1/4 inch down. So the puzzle piece portion is 3 3/4 wide by 5 inches long. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 5 inches long, and I already wrote it there, but that's okay. I wanted to measure it, I guess. All right, so we're gonna work on this one first. So what you're gonna do is, my ruler is exactly 1 inch wide. So what I did was, on this one, I just traced right on either side of it, which was nice. This one's a little bit wider. So, but what you're going to do is you're going to think in thirds. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, okay? So you're going to take your piece of white to make your pattern, and you're going to eyeball it and go, okay, well, this is about a 1/3, and this is about 1/3. So mark it at the 1/3, and then mark the bottom part at 1/3 and 1/3, okay? Once you've got that separated, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to measure it all out and figure out all the numbers. Just eyeball it, okay? If you have a ruler like me that has a flat tip, you can just lay that flat tip right on the top of the white piece, and then you can just line it up and then just draw a line down, okay? Because that's all you're trying to do is just get a nice straight piece on this side. So then we're going to turn it sideways, and we're going to measure again 1/3, 1/3. So on the outside, we're going to measure from the white piece about, oh, I'm sorry. First, we need to kind of eyeball the middle. So we need a middle point. And you can see mine's off a little bit. Mine's this way a little bit, but that doesn't matter. So you want to find the middle point here, and you want to draw the line here for the middle point, okay? Then you want to go on the two tips here, you want to measure in about from between the halfway point and this side. Okay, so on this side, we're going to measure in about 1/3 of the way. 1/3 and 1/3. And mark this first 1/3. Okay, then we're going to do it from this end. About 1/3 and 1/3. Okay, we're going to use this first 1/3 mark. Now we're going to start measuring on the inside. The same thing from the middle down towards this edge, about 1/3, okay? And you can check it by doing another 1/3 tick, just to make sure. And then you're going to start from the middle and do over 1/3 again. All right, so then what's going to happen is we're going to draw these lines, okay? We're going to have, so we're going to draw from the middle 1/3 out to the edge 1/3, from the middle 1/3 out to the edge 1/3, okay? So then it's going to look like this. Okay. So then I don't like losing pieces. So I thought, you know what? All you have to do is just cut off 1 and 3. So I just used my scissors and just cut in and cut out number 3. Okay. You can cut off 2 and 4 if you want to, but for me, it's easier this way. That way it's a lot easier to remember which way these are going to go. All right, so now we have the big piece that we can cut a piece out. And we have these 4 pieces that we can cut pieces out. And I've already done that. So I've got these all done. So now I have my 5 pieces, and they can all be glued down in place. And that's what it's going to look like once I glue it in place. Okay. We're going to go over the measurements again on this one. So don't worry. Okay. Because we're going to practice this twice. So, but I want you to see what this is going to look like. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. And that way you can see what it's going to look like. And it's just going to leave like a 1/4 of an inch border around, or an 1/8 of an inch around this one. All right, that's good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start down here at the bottom. Put a little glue on here. Line this up. Go ahead and butt it right up against this piece. Do the next one. Butt it up against this bottom piece and the next one, or this edge here. Try to get it as close as you can. Okay. And it's okay if you see a little bit of space. Actually, I think I did. Yeah, I did leave a little bit of space. All right. All right. Then you take the next one, put glue on it. We're going to glue this one down. Okay. I should have done this one last, but that's okay. And then the last one. And we're going to glue this one in place. Perfect. Okay. And I am showing a little bit of a crack right there. I'm thinking, that cracks me up. All right, can I move that in a little bit? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. I made it go in. All right, good. All right, so that's what it's going to look like when you're all done. So now you've got your puzzle piece, and you can see exactly where those pieces go. Isn't that fun? All right, so we're done with this one. So this is the A2 card. So this can go right on an A2 card front. And see how nicely that fits? With a nice little border going around it. Okay, so there's that one. So I'm going to put these pieces in here. Now we're going to go ahead and do this one. We're going to do the same thing. The trading card size is 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, so you want the base piece to be 2.5 by 3.5. Then you're going to cut your puzzle piece at 2.25 by 3.25. Okay, so cut it down 2.25 by 3.25. After you do that, you're going to measure in 1 inch from one side. And this is where I used my ruler, because my ruler is exactly 1 inch wide. So I started on this side and just laid it down on my white paper and then drew a line. So there's my 1 inch mark. Okay, so here's the piece number 5 and my 1 inch mark. I measured the sides the same exact way as I did the bigger one. You just eyeball it. So we're going to do the middle piece first. So you want to find your middle piece and mark that. And then go ahead and draw your line. Okay, so you want the line drawn on there. And then we're going to do the thirds again. So we're going to come, start from the outside corner and go in 1/3. 1/3, and then you just kind of look at it and go, yep, okay, that looks good enough to me. There's 1/3. Start from this corner, go in 1/3 and make a tick mark. Start from the middle line and go to the left 1/3, to the right 1/3. Then you have your cutting lines. And again, I just cut out numbers 1 and 3. Okay. And I didn't cut these pieces out. I figured I would wait and do that together with you, so that way you can see how am I using this piece. Okay. All right, so for number 5, I wanted this piece. So, and actually I can use this scrap because I have it. All right, so I'm going to turn it upside down on here, and I'm going to use this side and this side and this side and this side to measure, because all I need is this outer edge. Okay, so I need to go right there, right there. So I'm just lining it up, And then I'm going to draw there. So that's my piece number 5. Okay, so now I can cut this out. Well, I may as well use my cutting board. And you want to cut it on the inside of the black line when you cut it. So line it up right where your drawing mark is, and then move it over just a little bit, because you're going to cut, you don't want to see any of the line. Okay, so I'm going to line it up right where the pencil mark is, and then move it over just a little tiny bit, and then trim that off. And there's my piece number 5. Okay, so here's piece number 5. All right, so now 1 and 3, we need those pieces. So we need to choose. All right, I've already got this piece cut, so let's turn this over, turn the number upside down, and lay this in the corner. And we're going to trace around this piece. So this is piece number 1. Okay, then we're going to turn them over. So you see it's going to be the same exact thing. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this on the inside of the line. Right on the inside. Okay, and then again right on the inside of the line. Okay, so now when you turn these over, they're the same. Okay, so now we have piece number 1 finished. That can get laid down there. Piece number 2, we're going to take another color. We already used this color. We'll do this one. Okay, piece number 2, I'm going to take this and tip it over and tip this over, and I'm going to line it up where this straight edge and this straight edge, this straight edge and this straight edge, I'm sorry. So I'm going to line it up in the corner here until I can see where it meets this piece. Okay, because I need to trace this piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and trace around that. Alrighty. Then pull that aside, and then again I'm going to cut this out on the inside of the line. And again on the inside of the line. Okay, so that one's done, and then we can turn that over. All right, turn it around the way it's supposed to be, like that. Okay, so we've got 1, we've got 5, we've got 1, we've got 2 done. Okay, now we're going to need piece number 3. So we need a different color. So we can use this one. So again, we're going to line it up in the corner, because it's always easier to try to get a matching corner. All right, use your pencil, draw around it. And again, if it's easier for you to cut these 2 pieces off and do it too, then go for it, because it really doesn't matter if you cut it off or not. All right, so this is my number 3, and again, we're going to cut on the inside of the line. And then on the inside of the line. Okay. Then you got to figure out how that goes again. Whoop, did I do it the wrong way? I think I did. All right, see? I most certainly did. All right, I got to do that one again. So I've got to turn 3 upside down and cut it. I thought that's what I did. Nope, I didn't. All right, so we're going to try this again. We're going to find a square here. There's a corner. So we're going to go ahead and trace this. So see, even Barbara does boo-boos. I do a lot of boo-boos. And I always just leave the boo-boos in there, because that way you can see I'm real normal, just like everybody else. There, so on the inside of the line. On the inside of the line. On the inside of the line. Okay. Now when we turn it over, it'll fit. All right. And now my words are upside down, but that's okay. I'll just turn it around the other way. Okay. So now, so that's piece number 3, that's piece number 1, that's piece number 2. Now we need piece number 4. All right. So again, we're going to put this right in the corner. Using this line here. Oh, let's see how I can, this way. Yeah, okay. Because that way I can look at this line and this line. So I'm going to line it up here. Just push this right up against it, and then I'm going to push it this way until this row reaches that row. All right, and then make sure that this is still lined up here, which it is. And pull that down just a wee bit. And there. All right, and we're doing the fourth one, which is the bottom one here. So we're going to trace that and trace that. And because we've got it on the edge, it's already cut for us on that end. So now we can cut this on the inside of the line and on the inside of the line. All right. Ta-da! We got that one done. All righty. So now we've got all 5 pieces cut. And if you think that's going to confuse you, the way that I was cutting mine, then just cut 2 and 4 off also. Just cut them all off, okay? But just remember to, when you're tracing them, turn them upside down, all right? All right, so we've done that. So here's our pattern. We can put that over there. Put this over here. And now we can glue these on here. And because my letters are that way, I'm going to turn this upside down this way. Okay, but I really don't want blue for my background for this one. I want a different color. Let me see what else I have in here. Let's see. Ooh, I have an orangey color. That would be pretty. Let's do that one. Okay. So this should be the regular size, 2.5 by 3.5. 2.5 by 3.5. Perfect. Okay. So we can go ahead and we can take this piece, the biggest piece, we can glue it down. Alrighty. And we've got a little border going around it. And that's good. Okay. Then we're going to start up here. And we're going to glue this one down first. See, and if you end up with a Moaning Lisa like I did, this is my Moaning Lisa piece because I had to turn it upside down in order for the letters to be the right way. But we all have mistakes, Moaning Lisas. But there's always a way to fix them. That does not look straight to me. It wasn't. Okay. Aha. So we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. And that one will go right up against there. Okay. And the next one, this foily stuff is so, so pretty. And I did 2 different sizes so that you can see if you do the trading card size, then you can make embellishments and then put it on the card. If you do it the other way with the A2 card, then it's just going to be the whole card front. Isn't that neat? And then you can add a different embellishment, or I would probably just do a word or a verse or something. Or since these are cat or dog prints, maybe a cat or a dog. That would be cute. All right. Oh, that one's... I need to pull this one up a little bit because this one's a little on the long side. I don't know how I did that, but that's okay. I'm going to re-glue this one down and overlap it on that one. See, I got another Moaning Lisa. Somehow I measured that out wrong. All right, there we go. Perfect. Very good. So there we have it. We've got an embellishment size and a card front size. What do you think of that? Isn't that neat? And again, here are my puzzle pieces. And another great way to use your white scraps. Use them as puzzle pieces. Create puzzles for the front of your cards. Because then you can always just turn the pieces over and make them into cards. Just trace them around and cut them out and use them. All right. So I hope you like this side burst card idea. I think they came out really neat. Here, let me pull this up closer for you too, so that way you can see them. Here's the trading card size one, and here's the full size one. And the trading card is a little bit smaller than the full size card front. Isn't that interesting? So you could fit 2 trading cards on a card front if you wanted to. And you could always, when you're making a card, just lay this on one side of the card and then stamp some words or something on this side. Isn't that neat? All right, so there you go. There's another card idea for you. I hope you like this idea and you're willing to give it a try. And I will put the, oh, how can I do the measurements like that? You know what? I'm just going to pull it up here for you because I don't know how I would do the measurements on it online. Whoops, that's white. That's not going to show. Let me put it on here. All right. I'm going to put it up here so that way you can get a picture. All right, lay it on here, Barbara, so it's flat. That way you can take a screenshot because I did write these dimensions on here. Okay, don't touch it, Barbara. All right, and then this one. And just remember it's 1/3, 1/3, okay? Because you want about 1/3 of the card in, and then you want to do your measurements at 1/3. All right, there you go. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that, and you'll have the measurements. Okay, this is 3 3/4 by 5. This one's 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, alrighty. So I hope you do like this idea and you'll give it a try. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.